has ever survived a night in the maze.
What happens to them?
We call them.
The Maze Runner 2014 is imagined as a tense, fast-paced science fiction thriller that drops the audience into confusion from its very first moments and never fully lets go. The film opens with a young boy waking up inside a dark, rattling elevator with no memory of who he is or where he came from. All he knows is his name, Thomas, and even that feels fragile. When the elevator doors open, he finds himself surrounded by teenage boys in a vast, enclosed clearing known as the Glade. Towering stone walls rise endlessly on all sides, cutting the Glade off from the outside world and immediately establishing a sense of mystery, danger, and isolation. The story is built around the idea of survival without answers. None of the boys remember their past lives, families, or the world outside the walls. They have created their own society inside the Glade, complete with rules, jobs, leadership, and punishment. Every month, a new boy arrives in the elevator with wiped memories, along with supplies that allow the group to continue living. The only way out appears to be the massive maze that surrounds them, whose walls shift every night and hide deadly creatures within. The maze is both a prison and a puzzle, and it defines every aspect of their existence. Thomas stands out from the moment he arrives. Unlike the others, he is restless, curious, and unwilling to accept the maze as an unsolvable reality. His instincts push him toward danger, especially when he learns about the runners, a small group tasked with entering the maze during the day to map its constantly changing paths. These runners risk their lives daily, racing against time to escape before the walls close at night. Through Thomas's eyes, the audience learns about the fragile balance the Glade depends on and how easily it can collapse. The cast of the film is centered on young actors who bring intensity and vulnerability to their roles. Thomas is portrayed as determined and emotionally driven, someone whose leadership emerges naturally rather than through authority. Elby, the original leader, represents structure and responsibility, while Newt serves as the moral center, calm and thoughtful even in the face of fear. Minho, the lead runner, embodies speed, confidence, and loyalty, providing energy and urgency to the group's survival efforts. Teresa, the first and only girl to arrive in the Glade, adds a new layer of mystery, especially because her arrival coincides with a sudden change in how the system operates. As the plot unfolds, strange patterns begin to emerge. The arrival of Teresa signals that the monthly deliveries are ending, meaning the Gladers must either escape or die. The maze becomes increasingly hostile, and the creatures known as Grievers begin attacking more aggressively. These mechanical monsters patrol the maze at night, injecting victims with a substance that causes hallucinations and partial memory recovery. Through these painful visions, fragments of the truth start to surface, hinting that the maze was designed intentionally and that the boys are part of a larger experiment. The film balances action with mystery, revealing information slowly and forcing both characters and viewers to question everything they believe. Thomas discovers that he has a deeper connection to the maze than anyone else, with flashes of memory suggesting he helped design it. This revelation adds moral complexity to his character, turning him from a simple hero into someone grappling with guilt and responsibility. The maze is no longer just an external threat. It is tied directly to who he was before his memories were erased. Teresa's role becomes increasingly important as her memories begin to return more quickly than the others. Her connection to Thomas suggests a shared past, one that involves scientific experimentation and a shadowy organization controlling the maze. Without directly explaining everything, the film implies that the outside world has been devastated by some kind of catastrophe, making the maze a test to find individuals capable of surviving extreme conditions. The tension escalates when the maze patterns finally reveal a possible exit. Instead of a traditional door, the solution involves entering the maze at night, facing the Grievers head-on, and using their defeat to unlock the final path. This plan forces the Gladers to confront their greatest fear, abandoning safety for the unknown. The decision divides the group, highlighting different responses to fear: obedience, rebellion, hope, and despair. The action sequences in the final act are chaotic and intense, The maze becomes a battlefield where teamwork and sacrifice are the only tools for survival. Characters are injured and killed, reinforcing the idea that escape comes at a heavy cost. The film does not shy away from showing loss, making the stakes feel real and earned rather than symbolic. When the survivors finally escape the maze, the sense of victory is immediately undercut by a darker truth. They emerge into a controlled facility rather than freedom, discovering that they were being observed the entire time. The organization behind the maze frames their survival as a success, confirming that the experiment was always about studying human behavior under pressure. This twist reframes the entire story, transforming the maze from a random nightmare into a calculated test. The ending leaves the audience with more questions than answers. The boys are rescued, but the world outside appears broken and dangerous, suggesting that the maze was only one part of a much larger plan. Instead of closure, the film offers momentum, pushing the story forward and setting the stage for deeper exploration of the world and its moral conflicts. The release of The Maze Runner positioned it as a standout entry in the young adult science fiction genre. It arrived during a period when dystopian stories were gaining popularity, yet it distinguished itself through atmosphere, pacing, and mystery rather than exposition-heavy storytelling. The film trusted its audience to piece together clues, which helped build engagement and discussion. The trailer was designed to emphasize confusion and urgency rather than explanation. Quick cuts of the maze, glimpses of the Grievers, and the repeated question of why the boys are there created intrigue without revealing answers. The focus on movement, fear, and scale gave a strong sense of danger while preserving the mystery at the heart of the story. Overall, The Maze Runner, 2014, works as both a self-contained, survival thriller and the opening chapter of a larger narrative. Its strength lies in its ability to immerse viewers in a world where knowledge is limited and every decision carries consequences. By centering the story on identity, memory, and choice, the film transforms a simple escape plot into a deeper exploration of what it means to lead, to sacrifice, and to survive when the rules are unknown and the truth is hidden just beyond the walls.